Hey, what's up? This is Laidback Luke, DJ and producer, Kung Fu athlete, and dedicated dad. A bit of a different episode today. Today, we're gonna get real personal. And it is the season, right? By now, when you're watching this, it's gonna be New Year's Eve. But while I'm recording this, it's the end of the season, and I rarely shared anything personal this year. Okay, so here we go. 10 events that made my 2023. Number 1, from January on, I officially became a work-from-home dad. This was due to Ashley getting back to work, to her lab. And although little Luke Jr., LJ, is my 4th child, and it's been a trip, like I said, I've never done this before. It's been incredible to see him grow up and flourish throughout the year. And we had this routine that every time when it was lunchtime, we would go and visit Ashley at her work, have lunch in the car, have some good times. And I have to be honest, it was tricky trying to combine my deadlines, my productions, my video editing with taking care of the baby during the day. And I'm so thankful that a few months in, we finally found some babysitters. So shout out to LJ's babysitters right here in this vlog as well for taking care of him for at least 2 hours a day so I can tackle my stuff. There's a lot of first times for the baby this year. First time out in the Netherlands, where he got to travel. And an absolute highlight there was my daughter going into the Dutch farmers market on the Tuesday, tasting a real Dutch stroopwafel, a fresh one. Those are incredible. And she's still talking about those today. Trips like that also mark my kids, all of my kids being in the same place all at once, which rarely happens. And it's in those trips I get a date night with the wife. And this is also very rare. And shout out to my parents-in-law who came to the Netherlands as well, who took the babies over. And then being in the Netherlands, there was also this extended family reunion, which is my dad's side of the family. And I haven't seen those people in 2 decades. This because of my DJ career. Number 2, home improvement. This year I have built, and shout out to my brother-in-law Mason from Alamo City Construction. Together with him, we built a kitchen island. And for a long time we were eating like this while we were waiting for the countertop. But in the end it looked so amazing. Together with my father-in-law, Ashley's dad, 2 days. In the pouring rain, we built a playground out in our backyard. It went from looking like this to looking like this after I painted it, and actually I made a little extension piece with monkey bars behind it as well. Made a seesaw for the kids, and I treated myself to making a full-fledged 20 by 20 foot Kung Fu deck in the yard because we have a slope in our garden and I needed something level to train on. Costed me a good 2 weeks to build on the side, and I remember just lugging all the lumber back and forth and sawing it and then nailing it in, but in the end it was so worth it. And then since we just talked about the baby, let's talk about the baby gates because I made those as well. Super proud of it. Way cheaper than actually buying those, and they look awesome. And number 3, on the professional side, my weekend of Tomorrowland Winter going into Miami Music Week straight after. And specifically from Tomorrowland Winter, I remember playing outside in the mountains in my t-shirt, which was incredible. And then for some reason, like Mike's set, his balcony set, his unannounced, no one knew who he was. He was DJing, and it was right across from my room in the winter cabin. And this person started DJing and was DJing for a good few hours, and I was just really into it. And I just remember thinking, why is this unknown person DJing from their balcony and I don't even know who they are? To later find out it was like Mike, having a ball, having a blast, and it sounded amazing. Major impact. Another major impact of that weekend for me was actually doing my surprise set at Ultra Music Festival on the Jacked stage. Special shout out to Wall Recordings and Afrojack for having me out. That was incredible. I actually recorded that set, recorded it in video as well, put it on my YouTube, so I'll put a link below so you can check it out. If you have any comments or feedback, make sure to leave it down below. I love diving in there in a few days and answering your questions. And let's go have a back and forth a little bit. I've been enjoying that this year as well. Let's go into something super personal right here. It's my diet journey. And this came to me right at the end of the year. I heard a group of DJs talk to each other about the Whoop app, the Whoop band and the Whoop app. And I checked it out and I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. But actually, I wear an Apple Watch on a daily. And so This should be good for tracking things like that. And so I stumbled onto the Athlytic app. No, I'm not being sponsored. No, I'm not trying to sell you this. I'm just sharing how this has worked for me this year. And it basically does similar things as the Whoop app, just gathering info from the health app and various apps to then present you with what you're dealing with on a day. And what's been really important for me is to see the whole recovery part versus sleep part, and not even as much about the calorie tracking, but more the feeling sometimes you wake up from a night of sleep and you think you had a full night of sleep and you're like, but I am so tired during the day. And it's just awesome seeing all the statistics like that. So I'm hooked, and I'm definitely taking this into 2024 with me. And since we're talking about tech, we can state that 2023 has been the year of AI crossing over to the general crowd, right? Where I remember in the beginning of the year showing my wife, oh, check it out, and my friends as well, check it out. There's this app called ChatGPT. You can ask it to do things, it can write things for you. How many other things have popped up that are AI that are now starting to, I want to say take over, but it's not really take over. Giving it a helping hand, but feel free to leave comments below because I know there's a bigger discussion about AI going on currently. So for instance, in my video editing, I've been using this script. No, they are not endorsing me, which for video editing and captions actually has massively improved my workflow and has sped up my workflow as well. Obviously, I've been promoting DJ.studio, which has been a huge time saver for me for my radio mixes. Algorithm's DJ Pro AI app. Within version 5, they have fused way more AI in there than in previous years. I'm a futurist at heart. This is me as a person. And if 2023 was just the start, 2024 is going to be this on steroids probably. Traveling with my oldest sons. They are currently 22 and 20, and I took them with me on my travels this year. So my oldest son has this obsession and this bucket list dream where he wanted to visit Japan. In his private life, he is totally obsessed with everything art, culture, people related, movie related, games related, that comes out of Japan. So shout out to my agent and shout out to Warp in Tokyo for getting me into Tokyo to play a show. And I was like, let's bring my oldest son and let's grab a couple of days together to really experience Japan. And for him, it's the first time. And we ate Ichiran noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Amazing. We went out to Yokohama by train, going to see the giant Gundam, which is 6 stories high. Similarly, I took my younger son, Marlon Beats, the producer, out to London with me for a show. And he's the shopping kind of guy, so I took him shopping. We had a good catch up with Damien, and his son Damien is an old producer student of mine. And what I really loved and really enjoyed was us taking the electric bikes and just biking through London like maniacs. And yeah, such good memories. Make sure you stay tuned because I'm gonna tell you what's up for 2024 as well as we continue. We're at number 7 here. Speaking of travel and going out to places that are bucket list, I went back to the Philippines this year as well. And I actually went back to the hospital that I was born at out in Manila, Makati Medical. Super thankful for being able to play a show out in Manila as well. And then I played a show in Bohol, which is out in the province in the Philippines. And the province are the smaller areas, the areas that are islands and surrounded by water. I just remember eating a fresh mango. It's the national fruit. The way that tastes is just like a taste of heaven on earth. It's this year, I cannot forget the wife and I made a trip out to LA to meet my Californian friends. And this ties nicely into the next. Let's talk about my number 1 show of the year because, can you guess it? My sold out show in LA at the Exchange. I had Dioro come by. I hit him up before and I was like, hey, I'm playing in LA. Do you want to do a little back to back with me? He showed up, he came out. All of you out there in California and LA came out. And the energy in that venue is incredible. I recorded the full set. It's online as well. I'll leave a link down below. And I'm back there. By the time you see this, it's in 2 weeks. January 13th, I'm back at the Exchange in LA. And I can't wait. This was my number 1 show of last year. And the number 1 festival of the year obviously goes out to Tomorrowland, where I graced the main stage 3 times this year, doing my way back Luke set, opening it up, playing 3 hours of taking people through the journey of 30 years of dance music. Such an honor for me to do and so delightful as well. Number 9, and I did it all on my little mobile setup, which I presented out to the world this year. which was definitely a highlight, which as anticipated didn't come with people's minds being blown, but also in a negative way. People still don't understand what I'm doing. But I had been DJing using this technology for a good 2 years prior to introducing it to the world. And for me to be able to share it with you, to have discussions with you, for opening your mind and seeing that there's more out there than just the standard all of us are DJing with, that is tremendously expensive. To be able to show you that a seasoned, well-experienced DJ like myself can handle a big, way back Luke 3-hour set on the biggest stage of the world, I'm hoping that means something to you, but I'll leave that up to you. No pressure whatsoever, but it's been fun. It's been an adventure to present this year to you. My number 10, I can't forget my little baby boy's first birthday, which was epic. And what you need to know is that my wife had a really cool theme for it. She called it To Mama Land. So we had all his baby friends lined up and all of the baby parents, and LJ and I played our tiny little main stage. And also he got a car for his birthday, and look at this, he has a fancier car than I have. How about that? Okay, and then just really quick, couple of short ones here that I want to put in here as well. Teaching at my teacher's Kung Fu school. It's rare that I get to teach people in person other than ADE as well, right? The writers camp we did in the Stamp studio. The Reloop trip where my manager treated me and I got to sit really fancy, and I went out to the Reloop office to discuss things. More on that real soon. The Laidback limiter. This is a dream come true for me. People are starting to call me a sellout because I'm constantly selling things, right? But the Laidback limiter has been something that has been in development for at least 15 to maybe even 20 years. I've been trying to get a plugin out. It's never worked out. I've been talking to various companies, and this year we did it. It's there. What a dream come true. Okay, so going into 2024, what's up next? It's going to be my first release of the year, which is with Gian Varela, which the track is called Hit It Back, and I had actually made a vlog about this. A vlog where I was going to Dubai, where I met Dub Dogs, and I was hanging with Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, which was absolutely a highlight as well. And it's sounding different because I am keeping a steady strategy of style, a sound that's still Luke, but a sound that really fits into the current times, connecting with current dance floors around the world. I just spoke about Reloop, and I'm happy to announce that I'll be at NAMM within 3.5 weeks, and I'm there to present something new, and what that is, you will see shortly. And I briefly spoke about the writers camp, and actually a lot of those tracks are gonna come out coming year. We did work over there. I made a vlog about that as well, although I didn't let you hear anything. But coming year, you'll definitely hear the tracks that we made right there. So I was super happy to share some of these personal things with you. If you would like to see that more on my socials instead of just DJing or just producing, just let me know. Hit me up on the DM on Instagram, leave it down in the comments below. And I can't thank you enough for sharing this journey with me. Thank you for keeping an eye out on me. 2024 is going to be wild, and I wish you and your family a blessed 2024 as well. I was Laidback Luke. Catch you back here for the next one. Until then, L's up. Rave safely, and salute.